There was a story that Ibn Rajab, rahimahullah, writes about a man named Abu Bakr al-Ansari. He was known as Qadi al-Maristan as well, from our Salaf. He was a very pious man known for his taqwa who lived in the city of Mecca. One day he said that he was out searching for food in the city of Mecca. He was hungry. And he came across a bag on the ground and picked it up, and inside of it was a very expensive pearl necklace. And he tied it up and took it back to his home. It didn't belong to him, so he went back out searching for food. Later on, a man was walking around the streets of Mecca saying, I lost a pearl necklace, has anyone found it? So Abu Bakr went to him and said, look, I found a pearl necklace, describe the one you lost and I'll tell you if it's the one I have. It was the one. And the man was offering a big reward for whoever found it. So Abu Bakr went and gave it to the man, and the man tried to pay him his reward and he wouldn't take it. He didn't feel right taking money for giving someone back something that belonged to him. So they fought about it. You know how we as Muslims are. No, I'm not going to take it. No, I'm not going to take it. No, take it. Finally he walked away and said, I fear Allah, I'm not going to take it. So the man let him go. Later on, Abu Bakr said he could not find sustenance in Mecca or reliable work, so he got on a ship, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says his world is very big. If you can't make it one place, make hijrah. So he was leaving and he got on a ship, and a storm came and broke the ship, and many people died. But Abu Bakr said he was able to hold on to a piece of wood from the ship that blew him to an island. When he got to this island, he couldn't find anyone, so he sat down in the masjid and started to recite Quran. He was known as having very beautiful recitation of the Quran. The people of that island heard someone reciting, and they went in and they asked him if he would stay with them, and they would pay him and house him and feed him to teach them and their children to recite Quran. So he found a job there. Later on, they learned he knew how to read and write, so they increased his salary to teach them how to read and write. After a while, he decided that he didn't want to be there, because that's not where he wanted to go in the first place. He wanted to go somewhere else, or maybe even back to Mecca. And the people there realized he was about to leave, and they said, no, we can't let him leave. We have to keep him here. How are we going to keep him here? Let's get him married. Let's get him married, he ain't going nowhere. So they brought a proposition to him that there was a girl who had just been orphaned, of the most honorable family, of the most beautiful women of that place. And again, they bickered back and forth, marry her, no, yes, no, yes, no. Finally, he agreed. He gave in. And the nikah was performed, and the girl was brought to him. And he said, as he looked up at her, he got to her neck and he dropped his head and started to weep. The girl thought that because she was ugly, that's why he was crying, so she was heartbroken. The people were embarrassed, that, what have you done? And he said, no, it's not because of her beauty or not, but on her neck is a necklace that I recognized. I found that same necklace in the streets of Mecca one day and returned it to an old man. And they started saying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. That necklace belonged to her father, and he gave it to her before he passed away. And we used to hear him talking about a man that he met in Mecca one day when he lost this necklace. And he said he was the most pious man that he had ever laid eyes upon. And we used to hear him openly making dua to Allah in this masjid for you to one day be married to his daughter. You see, Allah's plan sometimes doesn't make any sense. Abu Bakr didn't realize that the reason he couldn't find sustenance in Mecca, the reason why he got on that ship, the reason why the storm happened, the reason why he was floated to that island, was all because Allah had decided to answer the dua of that father, and he had no choice. You see, Allah's plan is perfect. We might not understand it. I'm sure Abu Bakr, while he was floating across the sea, thinking that he's going to die, wish that he never left Mecca. I should have just stayed in Mecca. At least I was safe. Not realizing the whole time that Allah's plan was being put into motion. Qadrullahi wa masha'a fala. That it is Allah's will. Allah does what He wishes. You see, Abu Bakr had a plan, and Allah had a plan. And Allah is the best of those who plan. And Allah's plan is always going to overtake anyway. We fight it too hard sometimes. We try to fight with the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because if we can't envision it right in front of us, then it's not reality. Sometimes we just have to Tauakkul. It means let go. Just let go. Let go and let Allah take care of it. That's the way we have to deal with things sometimes. The hands-off approach. That if there's nothing you can do about it, let go and let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deal with it. That's Tauakkul. Allah has a plan.